I had been in the Maya area quite a lot ever since I was a sophomore at Harvard. And when I walked through Angkor, I was just flabbergasted at how similar Angkor was to a classic Maya site. There are some amazing parallels between these two cultures. By comparing civilizations in the past, you could illuminate the whole story of how human cultures came about to be.
The original pyramids, finally discovered by scientists deep in the Amazon jungle, have sparked a renewed fascination with ancient civilizations. Among these hidden wonders, Palenque and Koh Ker stand out as monumental testaments to the architectural prowess of the Maya and Khmer empires. These two sites, though separated by thousands of miles, offer remarkable insights into the distinct yet equally captivating legacies of their builders. Palenque, also known as La Kamha in the ancient Maya language meaning big water, was a significant Maya city-state that flourished during the Classic period, roughly between 226 BC and 799 AD. Renowned for its sophisticated and elegant architecture, sculpture, roof combs, and bas-relief carvings, Palenque stands out among Maya sites. Unlike other Maya cities, Palenque exhibits a unique architectural style with an emphasis on ornate and finely detailed stucco carvings. The most iconic structure at Palenque is the Temple of the Inscriptions, the largest and most important stepped pyramid in the city. Constructed as a funerary monument for Kinich Janab Pakal, known as Pakal the Great. The Temple of the Inscriptions is named for the three large hieroglyphic panels that adorn its interior. These inscriptions are among the longest-known Maya texts, providing detailed accounts of the city's dynastic history, religious rituals, and the life and reign of Pakal the Great. The hieroglyphs offer invaluable insights into Maya writing and language, as well as the socio-political structure of the time. The temple is particularly remarkable for its funerary complex. Pakal the Great's sarcophagus lies deep within the pyramid, accessed by a hidden staircase descending from the temple's upper levels. Discovered in 1952 by Mexican archaeologist Alberto Ruz Luillier, the tomb chamber contains Pakal's intricately carved jade funerary mask and other precious artifacts. The sarcophagus lid is adorned with a detailed bas-relief depicting Pakal's journey to the afterlife, a masterpiece of Maya art. Architecturally, the pyramid consists of 9 levels, symbolizing the 9 levels of the Maya underworld, Xibalba. The temple at the summit is a series of vaulted galleries with elaborate stucco decorations, showcasing the Maya's advanced understanding of structural engineering and aesthetic principles. The construction of such a monument reflects the centralized power and religious significance attributed to Pakal and his lineage. Although Palenque was known to the local inhabitants, European explorers began to document the site in the 18th century. Significant documentation began in the 19th century, with explorers such as John Lloyd Stephens and Frederick Catherwood bringing Palenque to the world's attention. Their detailed accounts and illustrations sparked widespread interest in Maya civilization. The most significant discovery at Palenque came in 1952 when Alberto Ruz Luillier uncovered the tomb of Pakal the Great within the Temple of the Inscriptions. This discovery was monumental as it was one of the first intact royal tombs found in the Maya region. The find provided unprecedented insights into Maya burial practices, art, and royal iconography. Ongoing archaeological work at Palenque continues to reveal new information about the city's history, architecture, and the daily lives of its inhabitants. Advanced technologies such as LiDAR have uncovered previously hidden structures and features beneath the jungle canopy, further expanding our understanding of this ancient city. One intriguing theory surrounding Pakal's tomb is the interpretation of the sarcophagus lid. The lid's intricate bas-relief carving shows Pakal seemingly descending into the underworld, but some researchers, notably Erich von Däniken, have controversially suggested it depicts an astronaut in a spaceship, proposing ancient alien influences. Palenque and Koh Ker, though separated by geography, offer fascinating insights into the architectural and artistic achievements of their respective civilizations. Palenque was a major city-state in the Maya civilization, thriving in Mesoamerica, while Koh Ker served as a temporary capital of the Khmer Empire in Southeast Asia. Both civilizations are renowned for their distinct architectural styles and cultural developments, each influenced by their unique religious and societal contexts. At Palenque, the Temple of the Inscriptions stands as a testament to the Mayas' focus on funerary monuments and dynastic history. This stepped pyramid is adorned with intricate hieroglyphic inscriptions and contains a tomb complex dedicated to Tikal the Great. The detailed carvings and inscriptions provide a wealth of information about Maya rulers and their religious beliefs. In contrast, Koh Ker's Prasat Tom pyramid features a striking 7-tiered design adorned with Hindu mythological sculptures. This design showcases the Khmer Empire's integration of religious symbolism into their monumental architecture, reflecting their profound connection to Hindu cosmology. Both Palenque and Koh Ker were reclaimed by the jungle after being abandoned and were rediscovered by explorers in the 19th century. Palenque has benefited from extensive study and preservation efforts, with ongoing archaeological work continuously revealing new aspects of Maya civilization. The preservation of Palenque has allowed for a deeper understanding of its historical and cultural significance. Koh Ker, while also studied, has faced significant challenges with looting and preservation. These challenges highlight the ongoing need for conservation efforts to protect and restore the site, ensuring that its historical and cultural treasures are safeguarded for future generations. Koh Ker, located in Preah Vihear Province, Cambodia, served as the capital of the Khmer Empire for a brief period during the reign of King Jayavarman IV from 928 to 944 AD. This site, hidden deep within the Cambodian jungle, is home to a vast array of temples and structures, showcasing a distinct architectural style that sets it apart from the more famous Angkor Wat complex. Despite its relatively short-lived prominence, Koh Ker left behind a remarkable legacy of monumental architecture. The most prominent structure at Koh Ker is Prasat Tom, a 7-tiered step pyramid that rises dramatically from the surrounding jungle, standing about 36 meters high. This pyramid's unique construction and monumental scale reflect Jayavarman IV's ambitious building program and his desire to establish a new religious and political center. Unlike typical Khmer temples, which usually feature a central sanctuary atop a single elevated platform, Prasat Tom's 7 tiers culminate in a small sanctuary at the summit. Koh Ker is also known for its numerous intricately carved sculptures and reliefs depicting Hindu deities and mythological scenes. One of the most famous sculptures from the site is a colossal Garuda, a mythical bird-like creature standing over 4 meters tall. These artworks demonstrate the Khmer Empire's mastery of stone carving and their rich mythological tradition. Additionally, the site features an extensive water management system, including large reservoirs and canals, indicating advanced hydraulic engineering. These features highlight the importance of water in Khmer cosmology and their sophisticated understanding of water control and distribution. Koh Ker was largely abandoned and reclaimed by the jungle until its rediscovery in the late 19th century. French explorer and naturalist Henri Mouhot, known for his rediscovery of Angkor Wat, documented Koh Ker during his travels. His accounts helped bring the site to the attention of the wider world. Systematic archaeological investigations began in the 20th century, with significant efforts by French archaeologists. However, the site remains partially unexplored due to its remote location and dense jungle. Ongoing excavations continue to uncover new structures and artifacts, providing a deeper understanding of Koh Ker's history and significance. The site has faced challenges with looting, particularly during periods of political instability. Efforts are ongoing to preserve and restore Koh Ker, with many artifacts having been repatriated and conservation projects underway. International collaboration has been crucial in protecting and studying this important archaeological site. King Jayavarman IV's reign marked a departure from the established capital at Angkor, with Koh Ker serving as a testament to his ambition and power. The city's construction in a relatively short period reflects significant organizational and logistical capabilities. Jayavarman IV's decision to relocate the capital may have been influenced by strategic, political, or personal motivations, and his architectural legacy at Koh Ker remains a subject of scholarly interest. Koh Ker's location in the dense jungle may have been strategic, providing resources and a defensible position. The site's extensive network of temples and reservoirs suggests it was a major religious and economic center during its brief prominence. The choice of location also highlights the Khmer Empire's ability to adapt and thrive in diverse environments. Imagine uncovering an ancient civilization so advanced that it reshapes everything we know about early human history. That's exactly what happened when scientists recently used cutting-edge technology to explore the dense jungles of the Amazon.
It's the most biodiverse terrestrial habitat that has ever existed on Earth. So there's more life here than anywhere else, period.
Hidden beneath the thick canopy, they discovered remnants of an ancient tribe with megalithic structures. Join us as we delve into this groundbreaking discovery, revealing the secrets of a people who once thrived in the heart of the jungle. The discovery of the Olmec civilization is a story that began in the mid-19th century, when travelers in the Gulf Coast region of Mexico stumbled upon large, enigmatic stone heads.
The Olmecs, really, they're characterized by the megalithic stone heads, precision-engineered stonework.
In 1862, a colossal stone head was unearthed near Tres Zapotes, Veracruz, by José Melgar, a Mexican explorer and antiquarian. This head puzzled Melgar, who didn't realize its cultural significance. Despite his detailed documentation of the head, it didn't spark immediate widespread interest.
Everyone goes to the big Mayan sites, or they go to Teotihuacan and Mexico City because they're impressive. Whereas the Olmec sites, there's not much left.
The head remained an isolated curiosity for many years, as the region was still relatively unexplored, and it would take several more decades before systematic archaeological efforts began to reveal the full extent of the Olmec civilization. The formal recognition of the Olmec civilization began in earnest in the early 20th century, thanks largely to the efforts of archaeologists like Franz Blom and Oliver Lafarge. In the 1920s, Blom and Lafarge conducted an expedition to the Gulf Coast and encountered more colossal heads and other artifacts at Tres Zapotes.
But no one really knows anything. There's no writing, there's no good legends or stories that come down describing what they were doing.
Their findings, published in 1926, drew the attention of the academic community to the region. Their meticulous documentation of the artifacts provided detailed descriptions and photographs that allowed other researchers to start piecing together the unique characteristics of the Olmec civilization. The term Olmec, derived from the Nahuatl word Olmecatl, meaning rubber people, was initially used to describe these early Gulf Coast inhabitants who lived around 1200 to 400 BCE. The name later came to refer to the broader cultural and archaeological phenomena associated with the sites and artifacts discovered in this region. The designation rubber people is particularly intriguing because it highlights one of the Olmec's notable achievements: the production and use of rubber. The Olmec were among the first in the world to develop techniques for processing latex from local rubber trees, which they used to create various items, including balls for ceremonial games. This innovation underscores their sophisticated understanding of natural materials and their practical applications. In the 1930s and 1940s, extensive excavations were conducted at San Lorenzo Tenochtitlan, a major Olmec site in Veracruz, led by Matthew Sterling of the Smithsonian Institution and the National Geographic Society. These excavations uncovered numerous colossal heads, altars, and other stone sculptures.
We don't really know what they were. All we've got left is the stone heads to look at and decipher.
San Lorenzo was identified as one of the earliest and most significant Olmec centers, dating back to around 1200 BCE. The site's monumental architecture and sophisticated drainage systems revealed the complexity and advancement of Olmec society. Sterling's work was groundbreaking in many ways. His discoveries at San Lorenzo included massive basalt sculptures, some weighing up to 40 tons, which had been transported over considerable distances from their quarries. This feat highlighted the Olmecs' remarkable engineering skills and their ability to mobilize and organize large labor forces. This required advanced logistics and engineering, indicating a highly organized society with a strong central authority. The drainage system at San Lorenzo, consisting of carefully laid stone-lined channels, demonstrated the Olmecs' understanding of hydraulics and urban planning. The discovery of workshop areas for specialized craft production, particularly in stone carving and jade working, underscored the site's economic and cultural importance. Interestingly, the societal organization required for such monumental projects in San Lorenzo can be compared to ancient Egypt's construction of the pyramids, with both civilizations mobilizing vast labor forces and demonstrating advanced knowledge in engineering and logistics, reflecting the centralization of power and resources. The site of La Venta in Tabasco became another focal point of Olmec studies, with excavations in the 1940s and 1950s, also spearheaded by Sterling, unearthing a wealth of artifacts.
But there's very interesting artifacts and sites below south of Mexico City that myself, I've been visiting them for years.
These included more colossal heads, jade figurines, and intricately carved stelae. La Venta was recognized as a major ceremonial center that flourished around 900 to 400 BCE. The site's layout, featuring a large pyramid, plazas, and stone monuments, illustrated the Olmecs' architectural and artistic achievements. La Venta's Great Pyramid, a clay structure about 34 meters high, is one of the earliest pyramid-like constructions in Mesoamerica. This pyramid, along with the site's central axis and complex layout, influenced later Mesoamerican ceremonial centers. The discovery of elaborate burials and offering caches containing jade, serpentine, and other exotic materials indicated the site's religious and political significance. One of the most fascinating artifacts from La Venta is the Ambassador Offering, a cache containing 16 male figurines and 6 celts arranged in a ritualistic pattern. These figurines, made of jade and other precious materials, appear to be involved in a ceremonial scene, suggesting a complex social hierarchy and religious practices. La Venta also revealed numerous basalt columns used in both construction and as altars, some intricately carved with symbols and deities, indicating a sophisticated belief system and a high level of artistic achievement. Tres Zapotes continued to yield important discoveries, including the famous Stela C, which contained one of the earliest known long count dates in Mesoamerica, corresponding to 32 BCE. This finding provided crucial evidence of the Olmec's influence on later Mesoamerican cultures, particularly in the development of calendrical systems. Tres Zapotes also provided evidence of a prolonged occupation, with artifacts ranging from early Olmec to post-Olmec times, indicating the site's long-term importance. The site featured multiple phases of construction, with mounds, plazas, and stone sculptures suggesting continuous development and adaptation. Laguna de los Xeros, another critical Olmec site, yielded numerous artifacts and monumental sculptures. The site's strategic location near trade routes highlights its role as a commercial hub. Artifacts such as pottery, figurines, and tools suggest extensive trade and interaction with neighboring cultures, further illustrating the Olmec's wide-ranging influence. The Olmec were master artisans in jade and serpentine, creating intricate masks, figurines, and celts often depicting shamanistic or deified figures. The craftsmanship and detail of these objects indicate a high level of artistic skill and
connection between Ravana's advanced knowledge and the mysteries surrounding the Sakwala Chakraya? Some speculate that the carving might be linked to technologies or knowledge bestowed upon humanity by otherworldly beings, an idea echoed in the legends of gods descending from the skies. About 45 miles from Anuradhapura stands Sigiriya, a fortress atop a 600-foot rock column. This architectural marvel features sophisticated designs, including a massive water tank that never overflows or dries up, regardless of weather conditions. The walls are adorned with frescoes of celestial beings emerging from clouds, further fueling theories of extraterrestrial connections. As we piece together these fragments, the Sakwala Chakraya's cryptic symbols, the astronomical alignments, the legends of Ravana, and the unexplained energy emissions, a picture begins to form. It suggests the possibility of ancient knowledge far beyond what we have documented in our historical records. While mainstream science approaches these theories with caution, the allure of the unknown continues to captivate researchers and enthusiasts alike. The mysteries of Anuradhapura challenge us to question our assumptions about the past and remain open to discoveries that could redefine our understanding of human history.
Diving into the depths of Earth's mysteries, the concept of a hollow Earth has been a subject of human fascination that ties together ancient myths with the threads of more modern, albeit speculative, scientific thought.
If you can't create a way to protect from the meteor impacts, you're going to want to go in there, man.
This journey through our planet's hypothetical hidden layers has evolved remarkably over the centuries, shifting from tales of underworlds ruled by gods and spirits to the realms of scientific inquiry during the Enlightenment and beyond.
There's a specific kind of idea that's unique to a human being.
This is why I love Hollow Earth theory, man.
The story begins in the 17th and 18th centuries, a period ripe with intellectual curiosity and scientific revolution. It was then that Edmund Halley, an esteemed figure in astronomy known for identifying the comet bearing his name, introduced a radical theory that would challenge the conventional understanding of our planet. In 1692, Halley proposed that Earth was not a solid mass, but rather consisted of a hollow shell about 500 miles thick. This shell, he suggested, harbored two inner concentric shells and an innermost core, each separated by atmospheric layers with their own magnetic poles.
In the core of the Earth is another sun that has an advanced civilization that hasn't been disrupted.
Halley's hypothesis aimed to explain the magnetic anomalies that baffled scientists of his time, suggesting these hidden layers each had their own magnetic field. Halley's groundbreaking proposal, though lacking in empirical evidence, marked a pivotal departure from previous notions of Earth's composition and laid the foundation for future speculative exploration into the planet's inner mysteries. His ideas, born out of observations of magnetic variance, opened the door to a world of possibilities that would captivate the minds of future generations. As we journey into the 19th century, the Hollow Earth theory found a new champion in John Cleves Sims Jr., an American Army officer whose vision took Halley's concepts to new heights. Sims passionately advocated for a model of the Earth that featured not just concentric layers, but large navigable holes at the poles, later dubbed Sims holes, acting as gateways to the world beneath. According to Sims, these openings led to habitable lands rich with unknown species and civilizations.
If the idea is like, yeah, humans have been on the planet for a long time, this is why I love Hollow Earth theory.
A concept that stirred the imagination of many. Dedicated to his theory, Sims spent his life promoting the idea through lectures, writings, and the pursuit of an expedition to the North Pole to prove his claims. Despite his fervor, Sims's ideas were largely dismissed by the scientific community of his time as too fanciful, and his hoped-for expedition never came to fruition. Yet his advocacy for a hollow Earth added a significant chapter to the story of human curiosity, propelling the quest to understand the unknown depths of our planet into the realm of popular imagination and speculative science. Digging deeper into the world of Hollow Earth theories, two ideas particularly spark the imagination. Imagine, if you will, a realm beneath the icy expanse of Antarctica, illuminated not by the familiar light of our sun, but by a central sun of its own. This is not the cold, dark void you might expect to find under the Earth's crust, but a vibrant, hidden world teeming with life. This central sun, a concept at the heart of many hollow Earth theories, is said to cast a perpetual glow, creating conditions that are nothing short of miraculous when compared to the frosty Antarctic surface we're familiar with. Picture vast, unexplored forests and expansive landscapes under a never-setting sun, where diverse species flourish in a climate that's both temperate and inviting. Unlike the harsh sun that scorches the surface world, this inner sun is gentler, less intense, providing just the right amount of warmth and light to sustain an ideal, Eden-like environment for its inhabitants. The nature of this luminous body at the core of the Earth is a subject of much speculation among believers. Some suggest it's a smaller, dense core emitting its own unique form of radiant energy, perhaps through processes unknown or unimagined by surface-dwelling scientists. Could it be nuclear reactions unlike any we understand? Or is it something even more mysterious? The theories vary widely, but the idea of a central sun remains a captivating notion. Now, there is an interesting story of Admiral Richard E. Byrd, a figure whose real-life adventures read like the pages of a high-stakes thriller, but it's his alleged secret diary that really takes the cake. Picture this: an American explorer and naval officer already famed for his daring expeditions to the ends of the Earth supposedly uncovers a hidden world right beneath our feet, according to diary entries that have sparked endless fascination. Byrd is no stranger to the record books, having flown over the North Pole in 1926 and the South Pole in 1929. These feats alone cemented his place in history, but it's what supposedly happened in 1947 that really stirs the pot. The story goes that during a flight over the North Pole, and later over the South Pole, Byrd stumbled upon an entrance leading to an inner Earth, a concept straight out of a science fiction novel. According to these disputed diary entries, he found a place where the laws of nature as we know them were turned on their head. A verdant paradise thriving with life, including species long thought extinct, all hidden beneath the icy wastelands of the poles. Imagine transitioning from a landscape of ice and snow to one of lush forests and green mountains, where woolly mammoths roam. This is what Byrd described in his alleged diary, detailing his journey into a polar opening that revealed an inner world contrary to the barren, frozen exterior we're accustomed to. But it doesn't stop there. Byrd's entries speak of encountering a civilization with technology so advanced, it makes our surface innovations look primitive by comparison. This society, hidden away from the world above, supposedly shared with Byrd their concerns for humanity's path, particularly our penchant for self-destruction. What's truly intriguing is the civilization's approach to Byrd, one of diplomacy and openness. They were not conquerors or threats, but rather beings deeply worried about the surface world's trajectory, especially the development of atomic weapons. Their message to Byrd, as he recounts, was one of warning but also of hope, urging for peace and cooperation among the nations above to avoid nuclear annihilation. In the intriguing diary entries attributed to Admiral Richard E. Byrd, he recounts an encounter that feels lifted straight from a science fiction narrative.
embarked on expeditions that would redefine our understanding of ancient Mesoamerican cultures. In the 1930s and 1940s, Sterling's excavations at San Lorenzo Tenochtitlan revealed a city that flourished between 1200 BCE and 900 BCE. Nestled near the Coatzacoalcos River in Veracruz, San Lorenzo spanned an astonishing 700 hectares, making it one of the largest urban centers of its time. It was not just its size that was impressive. The city boasted elaborate earthen mounds, expansive plazas, and an intricate drainage system carved from stone, a testament to the Olmecs' engineering prowess. 10 of the 17 known colossal heads were unearthed here, each one a masterpiece of basalt artistry, their stoic faces silently guarding the legacy of their creators. But a question looms large. How did the Olmecs transport these massive stones, some weighing up to an incredible 50 tons, without the aid of the wheel or beasts of burden? The basalt used for the colossal heads was sourced from the Tuxtla Mountains, up to 80 kilometers away, a staggering distance given the era. As San Lorenzo began to wane around 900 BCE, possibly due to environmental changes or shifts in political power, another city rose to prominence, La Venta. Situated in present-day Tabasco on an island amid swamps, La Venta thrived until about 400 BCE. Here stands the Great Pyramid, an earthen mound soaring 34 meters high, comparable to a modern 10-story building. Excavations revealed that this pyramid was part of a larger complex aligned precisely along a north-south axis, hinting at an advanced understanding of astronomy and the cardinal directions. What celestial secrets did the Olmecs decode? Among the most intriguing artifacts from La Venta are the massive stone altars and thrones. Carved from colossal basalt slabs weighing up to 30 tons, the equivalent of 5 fully grown Tyrannosaurus rex dinosaurs, these structures depict figures emerging from niches or caves, possibly symbolizing portals to the spiritual world or realms beyond human reach. The intricate carvings of deities, jaguars, and hybrid creatures provide a vivid glimpse into Olmec mythology. Were these altars merely ceremonial platforms, or did they serve as sacred sites for rituals intended to bridge the earthly and the divine? The colossal heads, perhaps the most iconic symbols of the Olmec civilization, range from 1.17 to 3.4 meters in height. The largest among them towers as tall as a one-story building and weighs as much as 7 adult African elephants. Each head bears unique facial features and headdresses, leading many to believe they represent individual rulers or esteemed figures within Olmec society. Yet, their exact purpose remains a topic of fervent debate. Could they have been guardians, commemorations of leaders, or representations of gods? The mystery adds to their allure, inviting us to ponder the intentions of their long-gone sculptors. Delving deeper into the Olmec world, we encounter the Cascajal block, a stone tablet discovered in 1999 bearing 62 symbols arranged in what appears to be a deliberate sequence. Dated to around 900 BCE, it potentially represents the earliest known writing system in the Americas. However, the symbols remain undeciphered, adding another tantalizing layer of mystery. What stories, laws, or knowledge might this ancient script hold? Could cracking this code unlock new understanding of the Olmecs' beliefs, governance, or daily life? The Olmecs were innovators, not just in art and architecture, but also in science and technology. They developed a process for creating rubber from the latex of the Castilla elastica tree, mixed with the juice of the Ipomoea alba vine. This early rubber was used to make balls for ceremonial games, bindings, and other practical items, a revolutionary use of natural materials that predates similar discoveries elsewhere in the world. As with any ancient civilization, theories abound regarding the Olmecs. Some speculate about transoceanic contacts, suggesting that similarities in art and iconography point to influences from African or Asian cultures. The distinctive facial features of the colossal heads have fueled such debates, though mainstream scholars generally find these theories lacking concrete evidence. As we piece together the fragments of the Olmec legacy, we are left with as many questions as answers. Their colossal sculptures and mysterious symbols paint the picture of a civilization far ahead of its time. The Olmecs set the foundation for subsequent Mesoamerican cultures, influencing the Maya and Aztecs in art, architecture, mathematics. What other secrets lie buried beneath the jungles of Mexico, waiting to be discovered by the next generation of explorers and scholars? Each new finding adds a piece to the puzzle, but also opens the door to new mysteries, challenging our perceptions and igniting our curiosity. If you were blown away by that, then buckle up, because our next adventure is going to take you to the edge of reality. Prepare to be amazed. We're journeying to ancient Lycia, where archaeologists stumbled upon a civilization hidden inside a hollow mountain. These incredible people carved intricate tombs, temples, and entire cities into sheer rock. How did they do it? What secrets did they hold? We'll explore the rock-cut tombs of Myra, the lost ruins of Tlos, and the hidden passages of Pinara. Join us as we uncover the mysteries of the Lycians, their culture, and their mind-blowing architectural achievements. Don't miss it.
The ancient Olmec civilization, often considered the mother culture of Mesoamerica, was a mystery hidden beneath the jungles of southern Mexico for centuries. The discovery of this mysterious civilization began in the 19th century, when European explorers and archaeologists started to uncover the remnants of a once great society that predated the Maya and the Aztecs by hundreds of years. The first significant discovery attributed to the Olmecs occurred in 1862, when a colossal stone head was found near the town of Tres Zapotes in the Mexican state of Veracruz. José Melgar Serrano, a Mexican archaeologist, was the first to document this find. At the time, the discovery of the colossal head was puzzling and inexplicable. Melgar was struck by the head's unusual features, which he described as having Ethiopian traits. This observation led to early speculations about the origins of the civilization responsible for the head, and some even suggested connections to Africa or Asia, long before the Olmecs were understood in their own right. The mysterious nature of the discovery was further compounded by the lack of context. The head, standing over 6 feet tall and weighing several tons, was unlike anything else found in the region. It wasn't until the early 20th century that further discoveries began to shed light on the civilization responsible for these colossal sculptures. In the 1920s and 1930s, archaeological investigations led by pioneers like Franz Blum and Matthew Stirling provided more substantial evidence of the Olmec civilization. Stirling, an American archaeologist, conducted extensive excavations in the Gulf Coast region, where he uncovered more colossal heads, as well as other monumental sculptures and artifacts. These findings were concentrated in 3 main sites: San Lorenzo, La Venta, and Tres Zapotes, which are now recognized as major Olmec centers. The size and scale of the structures discovered during these excavations were astonishing. The colossal stone heads, which are perhaps the most iconic artifacts of the Olmecs, range in height from 1.5 meters to over 3 meters and can weigh up to 40 tons. To put this into perspective, a single stone head can be as heavy as 10 African elephants combined. These sculptures were carved from basalt, a volcanic rock that was transported from quarries located over 60 miles away from the sites where the heads were found. The discovery of the Olmec civilization was shrouded in mystery from the beginning. The colossal heads, with their distinctive facial features and helmet-like headdresses, sparked intense curiosity and debate among scholars. Who were these people? What was the purpose of these massive sculptures? How did they transport such enormous stones without the use of the wheel or draft animals? One of the most interesting aspects of the Olmec heads is the precision and skill with which they were carved. Despite their immense size, the heads are remarkably detailed, with intricate facial expressions, realistic features, and a sense of individuality that suggests they may represent specific rulers or important figures in Olmec society. The helmets worn by the figures have led some to speculate that they might have been warriors, ballplayers, or even deities. The question of how the Olmecs transported these massive stones remains one of the great mysteries of Mesoamerican archaeology. The basalt used for the heads was quarried from the Tuxtla Mountains, located dozens of miles from the Olmec centers. Moving these stones would have required an incredible amount of labor and ingenuity. Some theories suggest that the Olmecs used a combination of rolling logs, sledges, and manpower to move the stones, while others propose that they may have used waterways to transport the stones by raft. However, the exact methods remain unknown, adding to the allure and mystery of the Olmec civilization. The age of the Olmec stoneheads and other structures has been determined primarily through radiocarbon dating of the surrounding archaeological layers and the analysis of the stylistic features of the artifacts. The oldest known Olmec sites, such as San Lorenzo, date back to around 1200 BCE, with some structures possibly even older. The La Venta site, another major Olmec center, reached its peak around 900 to 400 BCE. This places the Olmecs as one of the earliest complex societies in Mesoamerica, predating the Maya by several centuries. To establish the age of the stone heads and other structures, archaeologists examined the stratigraphy of the sites where they were found. By analyzing the layers of earth and the artifacts contained within them, they were able to estimate the time periods during which these objects were created. Additionally, radiocarbon dating of organic materials found near the sculptures has provided more precise dates, confirming the Olmecs as an ancient civilization with roots deep in the pre-classic period of Mesoamerican history. One of the most intriguing theories about the Olmec civilization relates to their role as the progenitors of later Mesoamerican cultures. The Olmecs are often called the mother culture of Mesoamerica because they appear to have laid the foundations for many cultural and religious practices that were later adopted and adapted by the Maya, Aztecs, and other civilizations. This includes the development of the long count calendar, the concept of zero, and the Mesoamerican ball game, all of which have been linked to the Olmecs. A particularly interesting theory suggests that the Olmec civilization may have been highly stratified, with a powerful elite class that controlled large numbers of laborers. This elite would have been responsible for commissioning the colossal heads and other monumental works, using their power and influence to marshal the resources and manpower necessary for such endeavors. The heads, in this view, could have been portraits of these elite rulers, intended to immortalize their power and legacy. Another theory posits that the Olmec heads might have served a religious or ceremonial function. The Olmecs practiced a form of shamanism, and it is possible that the heads were created as offerings to the gods or as markers of sacred spaces. Some scholars have suggested that the heads were placed at the entrances to important ceremonial sites, serving as guardians or representations of the gods themselves. The decline of the Olmec civilization remains one of the most enduring mysteries in the study of ancient Mesoamerica. By around 400 BCE, the major Olmec centers of San Lorenzo and La Venta had been abandoned, and the once thriving civilization had all but disappeared. The reasons for this decline are still debated, with several theories offering potential explanations. One theory suggests that environmental changes played a significant role in the Olmec's decline. Archaeological evidence indicates that the Olmec heartland experienced significant changes in climate and hydrology during the later part of their civilization. Rivers that once provided abundant water and fertile land may have changed course or dried up, leading to crop failures and shortages. This environmental stress could have caused social unrest and ultimately led to the collapse of Olmec society. Another theory points to internal conflict as a possible cause of the Olmec decline. As with many ancient civilizations, power struggles among the elite may have weakened the political structure, leading to the fragmentation of the society. The destruction of major Olmec sites, such as the defacement of stone monuments and the burning of ceremonial centers, suggests that there may have been a violent end to the Olmec civilization. There are also more speculative theories that tie the Olmec decline to external forces. Some suggest that the Olmecs were invaded by other groups, possibly from the highlands of Mexico, who overthrew the ruling class and dismantled their society. Others propose that the Olmecs were part of a larger network of civilizations that experienced a simultaneous decline, leading to a broader collapse across the region. Among the more fringe theories about the Olmecs is the idea that they were somehow connected to the lost civilization of Atlantis, or that they had contact with extraterrestrial beings. These theories are not supported by mainstream archaeology, but continue to capture the imagination of those fascinated by ancient mysteries. The Atlantis connection is rooted in the idea that the Olmecs were descendants of Atlantean survivors who fled to the Americas after the destruction of their homeland. Proponents of this theory point to the advanced nature of Olmec art and architecture, as well as the mysterious disappearance of the civilization as evidence of their Atlantean origins. However, there is no concrete evidence to support this idea, and it remains a speculative and largely discredited theory. The alien connection theory suggests that the Olmecs may have been visited by extraterrestrial beings who provided them with advanced knowledge and technology. This theory is often linked to the colossal stone heads, which some believe were inspired by or created with the help of aliens. The precise craftsmanship and the logistical challenges of moving such large stones have led some to speculate that the Olmecs could not have achieved these feats without outside assistance. Again, this theory lacks scientific evidence and is generally considered a modern myth rather than a serious historical hypothesis. The discovery of the Olmec civilization was a momentous event in the history of archaeology, revealing a complex and advanced society that laid the groundwork for much of Mesoamerican culture. The colossal stoneheads, monumental architecture, and sophisticated artistic traditions of the Olmecs continue to captivate scholars and the public alike. Despite the many unanswered questions and the enduring mysteries surrounding their origins, achievements, and decline, the Olmecs remain a fascinating chapter in the story of ancient civilizations. Theories about their connection to Atlantis or extraterrestrial beings, while intriguing, serve our imagination to pursue our world's history.
The enigmatic spirals of Monte Grande, Peru. The discovery of Huaca Monte Grande, a large pyramid in the Peruvian Amazon, dating back over 3,000 years, challenged established archaeological timelines. Its unique spiral design predates well-known Andean civilizations. Initially, scientists believed that complex societies in the Amazon emerged much later than in the Andes, and that the Amazon was primarily inhabited by nomadic hunter-gatherers during this time. However, Monte Grande's size, intricate construction using clay, stone, and reed, and the discovery of ritualistic artifacts and burial sites indicate a sophisticated, sedentary society with complex beliefs. Carbon-14 dating confirms the structure's ancient origins. The spiral motif's presence at other Amazonian sites suggests a shared cosmological or symbolic significance. This discovery significantly changed the understanding of societal development in the Amazon, pushing back the emergence of complex societies by millennia and necessitating a re-evaluation of South American history. The planned urbanism of Kuhikugu, Brazil. Kuhikugu, a vast network of interconnected villages, towns, and ceremonial centers in Brazil's Xingu region, defied scientific expectations. This complex boasted roads, canals, plazas, and defensive structures, suggesting a well-organized society capable of supporting a population potentially reaching 50,000 individuals. The scale and complexity of Kuhikugu were unexpected in the Amazon, a region then thought incapable of sustaining such large populations. The absence of monumental stone architecture fueled initial skepticism. Archaeological excavations and satellite imagery analysis have since revealed the meticulous planning of these settlements. The presence of terra preta, dark earth, indicates large-scale agricultural activities, and advanced engineering is evident in the construction of bridges and moats. The interconnectedness of sites through roads and canals further underscores a high degree of social organization. Kuhikugu's scale and complexity may have inspired Percy Fawcett's quest for the lost city of Z. Sustainable agricultural practices, evidenced by terra preta, likely supported the large population and intricate social structure. Kuhikugu demonstrates that urbanism and complex societies could flourish within the Amazon rainforest. The mysterious geoglyphs of Acre, Brazil. Hundreds of large-scale geometric earthworks, or geoglyphs, have been discovered in Acre, Brazil. consisting of ditches and raised mounds forming shapes like circles, squares, and rectangles. These impressive constructions, often interconnected by paths, date back approximately 2,000 years. Initially, their purpose and even their human origin were uncertain. Some researchers speculated they might be natural occurrences. The relative scarcity of artifacts also raised questions about their function. However, the consistent geometric patterns, substantial scale, some reaching hundreds of meters in diameter, evidence of connecting roads and paths, and pre-Columbian dating strongly suggest human construction and sophisticated land management. Current research indicates they likely served as public gathering places for ceremonial and ritual activities. Ironically, deforestation for cattle ranching led to their discovery. The acre geoglyphs provide compelling evidence that the Amazon was actively shaped and managed by its ancient inhabitants, challenging ecological models focused on natural factors. The geometric shapes and interconnectedness of the geoglyphs and roads point to a sophisticated understanding of spatial organization and potential social or ritualistic links. The extensive network of earthworks in the Llanos de Moyos, Bolivia. The 20,000 earthworks in the Llanos de Moyos savanna in Bolivia, including canals, causeways, and mounds, were built by an ancient culture around 1,000 years ago. Initially met with skepticism, the scale and complexity of these structures, along with evidence of advanced water management and agriculture, suggest a large, organized society. The earthworks served multiple functions, highlighting the society's deep connection with its environment. The challenging conditions likely drove the innovation of these extensive systems, demonstrating sophisticated landscape engineering and a profound transformation of the environment. The lost cities of the Upano Valley, Ecuador LiDAR technology, has revealed a vast network of ancient urban settlements in Ecuador's Upano Valley, dating back 2,500 years. This discovery challenges previous assumptions of sparse population, showcasing thousands of earthen platforms, roads, canals, and agricultural terraces. The organized layout and density suggest a sophisticated society, potentially numbering in the hundreds of thousands. This finding revolutionizes Amazonian archaeology, demonstrating the existence of complex urban centers much earlier and on a larger scale than previously imagined. A monumental pyramid at Monte Grande, Peru. The Huaca Monte Grande, a massive 3,000-year-old pyramid in the Peruvian Amazon, is the oldest and largest structure of its kind in the region. Its unexpected scale and complexity challenge previous assumptions about early Amazonian societies. The pyramid's construction, confirmed by archaeological excavations and carbon dating, required a significant labor force supported by a stable agricultural system. The discovery of 300-year-old cacao residue at the site also highlights the early domestication of cacao in the Amazon. Monte Grande's existence rewrites the timeline of complex societal development and monumental architecture in the Amazon, demonstrating that sophisticated cultures thrived much earlier than previously believed. The advanced agricultural systems of the Llanos de Moyos, Bolivia. Contrary to prior beliefs, the Llanos de Moyos region in Bolivia displays evidence of advanced agricultural practices used by ancient inhabitants to overcome poor soil and challenging conditions. These practices, including raised fields, irrigation, and the creation of fertile terra preta soil, supported large populations and offer insights into sustainable land management that remain relevant today. The interconnected road systems of the Upano Valley, Ecuador LiDAR surveys in the Upano Valley, revealed an extensive network of roads connecting ancient settlements. These straight roads, disregarding topographical features, challenge the perception of isolated Amazonian communities. The intricate network suggests a high degree of planning and social organization, serving transportation, trade, and possibly ritualistic purposes. The existence of a centralized authority or strong social cohesion was likely essential for such construction. This interconnected road system demonstrates a level of social and political organization previously unattributed to ancient Amazonian societies, suggesting a more complex societal structure. The sheer scale of human habitation in the Upano Valley, Ecuador. The discovery of numerous earthen platforms and structural remains in the Upano Valley challenges the previous belief that the Amazon could only support small, scattered populations. LiDAR data reveals a densely populated, highly organized society with advanced infrastructure, suggesting a population comparable to or even greater than some contemporary societies. This necessitates a revision of demographic models for the pre-Columbian Amazon, indicating a much more densely populated and dynamic region than previously thought. The historical basis for lost city legends. Archaeological evidence of large, complex, ancient settlements in the Amazon is validating the core concept behind myths of lost cities like El Dorado. These legends were dismissed for centuries, but new discoveries of advanced settlements are changing this perspective. While no specific discovery matches the legends exactly, the overall picture aligns with the concept of lost cities. The persistence of these legends suggests a shared memory of a more complex Amazonian past, obscured by disease, environmental changes, and the rainforest. Eurocentric bias and lack of technology initially hindered exploration, but LiDAR and other advanced techniques are now uncovering evidence that supports these long-held beliefs. This partial validation highlights the importance of indigenous knowledge and oral histories, and the potential for further revelations in the Amazon.
Flourishing between 200 and 900 AD during the classic period of Maya history, Tikal was a major political, economic, and military center. At its peak, the city had an estimated population of between 50,000 and 100,000 people.
These were not empty cities, there were actually thousands upon thousands of people living there.
The discovery of Tikal dates back to 1848 when Ambrosio Tut, the governor of Petén, was informed about the ruins by local indigenous people. These locals had largely abandoned the site due to its remote location in the dense jungle. Recognizing the potential significance of these ruins, Tut organized an expedition to explore the area. The first recorded expedition was led by Modesto Méndez, then governor of Petén, and artist Eusebio Lara. Their objective was to document the ruins and assess their historical significance. Méndez and Lara's expedition brought detailed information about Tikal to the broader world, recording the existence of several large structures and creating initial sketches and descriptions that sparked interest among scholars and explorers.
But you can see, of course, that they're not cities like Teotihuacan, they're certainly not cities like Rome.
In the 1880s, Alfred P. Maudsley, an English archaeologist and explorer known for his work on Maya ruins, visited Tikal several times. Maudsley conducted meticulous studies of the ruins, creating extensive drawings, maps, and photographs. His work provided some of the earliest comprehensive records of Tikal's architectural and artistic features. Maudsley's publications included detailed plans and descriptions of the major structures, as well as photographs of stelae and other carvings. His contributions were instrumental in bringing Tikal to the attention of the international archaeological community, laying the groundwork for future scientific investigations. Significant archaeological excavations were carried out from 1956 to 1970 by the University of Pennsylvania Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology's Tikal project. Initiated by key figures such as Edwin M. Shook and William R. Koh, the project's goals were to conduct systematic archaeological excavations, restore key structures, and study the site's history, architecture, and culture in detail.
First, Edwin Shook and then William Koh started excavating at Tikal.
The excavations unearthed numerous burial tombs, particularly those of the elite and ruling class, often located within or beneath major structures like temples and pyramids. One of the most notable discoveries was the tomb of Jasar Chan Kawil Wand, found beneath Temple 1, also known as the Temple of the Great Jaguar. The tomb contained an array of valuable artifacts, including intricately carved jade masks, jewelry, pottery, and ceremonial items. The jade mask, a hallmark of Maya elite burials, symbolizes the power and divine nature of the ruler. Other royal burials also revealed significant insights. These tombs were often built with vaulted ceilings using the corbel arch technique, which was a significant architectural achievement for the Maya. The stelae and monuments at Tikal serve as historical records, commemorating significant events such as battles and the reigns of kings. These hieroglyphic inscriptions detail the genealogy of rulers, their accomplishments, and their alliances with other city-states.
These are very, very different kinds of cities, and we have to understand them in different ways.
Often accompanied by elaborate carvings of deities, mythical creatures, and symbolic imagery, these texts provide a vivid picture of Tikal's past. Epigraphers have worked painstakingly to decipher Maya glyphs, a complex writing system composed of logograms and syllabic symbols. This challenging work has revealed much about Tikal's political history and its relations with neighboring cities. Through these inscriptions, key figures such as Yikin Chan Kawil and Jaso Chan Kawil have been identified. The texts include detailed accounts of their military campaigns and construction projects. The ability to read these glyphs has allowed researchers to reconstruct a chronological list of Tikal's rulers, their interactions with rival cities like Calakmul, and periods of prosperity and decline. Tikal's history is marked by evidence of extensive warfare, as seen in its defensive structures and weaponry.
This is a period when really we don't know very much about Maya society or civilization at all.
The city was well protected by large earthworks, walls and moats, designed to fend off invasions. These fortifications were strategically placed around the city's perimeter and key entry points. A massive defensive ditch, likely filled with water, and an accompanying embankment surrounded much of the core area of Tikal, illustrating the city's preparedness for siege warfare. Archaeologists have uncovered various weapons such as obsidian blades, flint points and spearheads, indicating the martial nature of Tikal's society. The presence of mass-produced weaponry suggests a highly organized military. Some burial sites even include skeletal remains, showing signs of battle injuries, along with grave goods like weapons and armor, hinting at the valorization of warriors in Tikal's culture. Tikal's history includes prolonged conflicts with the rival Maya city-state of Calakmul. These wars were frequently fought over regional dominance and control of trade routes. Hieroglyphic inscriptions document several major battles, including significant defeats and victories that influenced the political landscape of the Maya lowlands. Tikal, in the dense jungles of northern Guatemala, is a marvel of ancient architecture and engineering. One of its most iconic structures is the Temple of the Great Jaguar, or Temple 1, which stands at approximately 47 meters tall. Built around 732 AD to honor Jasau Chan Kawil I, a significant ruler of Tikal, this pyramid also served as his tomb. The temple features a steep staircase leading to a small, roof-combed shrine at the summit. The roof comb is intricately decorated with stucco sculptures. The alignment of Temple 1 suggests it was used for astronomical observations, particularly during important solar events. Directly opposite Temple 1 on the western side of the Great Plaza is the Temple of the Masks, or Temple 2. can slip through the joints, which also provided significant earthquake resistance. The stones could shift slightly and resettle without causing the structure to collapse, an essential feature in the earthquake-prone Andes. Moreover, the architectural layout of the walls, composed of gigantic stones in a zigzag pattern, forms three parallel lines that merge into a formidable barrier. This design served not only as a strategic military defense, but also held symbolic meanings, perhaps representing the teeth of a puma, with Cusco itself theorized to be laid out in the shape of this sacred animal when viewed from above. Expanding beyond its visible structure, the layout of Sacsayhuamán is deeply complex and extends into both ceremonial and strategic realms. The zigzag walls, stretching over 600 meters, seem to echo the jagged peaks of the Andes themselves, blending the natural landscape into its sacred architecture. This design not only provided a stunning aesthetic connection to its surroundings, but also reflected the Incas' profound reverence for nature and the deities believed to reside within these natural elements. Researchers have also suggested that Sacsayhuamán's design incorporates an acoustic feature. Tests have shown that sounds made at certain points within the complex can be clearly heard across vast distances without any echo, indicating a sophisticated understanding. of marvelous feats, challenging the environment and leaving behind legacies that last millennia. Dive into any story of discovery, and you'll find that the most unexpected revelations often lie in places overlooked or deemed unimportant. The Amazon basin, a vast stretch of dense rainforest, was largely considered an untouched wilderness, a pristine testament to nature's majesty. But beneath its sprawling canopy and amidst its dense undergrowth, whispers of a bygone era started to emerge. This immense jungle, often described as the lungs of the earth, was for centuries thought to be a green desert when it came to human habitation. The thick foliage, challenging terrain, and vast biodiversity seemed to suggest that only small, isolated tribes could have ever called it home. But as the 21st century unfolded and technology advanced, this perception began to shift dramatically. LiDAR, a remote sensing method that uses light in the form of a pulsed laser, started revealing traces of ancient habitation below the forest canopy. When flown over the Amazon, LiDAR provided researchers with clear, detailed images of the ground, even through dense vegetation. It was like having X-ray vision, revealing details hidden for millennia. What it unveiled was nothing short of astonishing. A tapestry of ancient civilizations sprawled across hundreds of thousands of square miles. These weren't just random or isolated structures, these were sophisticated layouts with ceremonial centers, plazas, and intricate infrastructure. Large geometric earthworks, known as geoglyphs, stretched across vast distances, each meticulously crafted, each telling a tale of the people who constructed them. But the discoveries didn't end with mere structures. Excavations at these sites began to unearth pottery, tools, and ornaments, each intricately designed, showcasing the aesthetic values and craftsmanship of their creators. These artifacts hinted at vibrant cultures, thriving societies, and bustling trade networks. One might wonder, how did these vast settlements remain hidden for so long? The thick forest canopy, rapid overgrowth, and the natural processes of decay in the humid rainforest environment contributed to their concealment. Over time, nature had reclaimed these areas, making them part of the forest floor and hiding their secrets from the world. The sheer scale of these revelations has made the Amazon basin one of the most exciting frontiers for archaeological exploration today. Every expedition, every scan, and every dig promises new insights, unveiling chapters of a history that once thrived, prospered, and then vanished into the green abyss, waiting to be rediscovered. The vastness of the Amazon basin is a challenge to comprehend. Stretched over 9 countries, it spans approximately 7 million square kilometers and houses the world's largest river by volume. To put it into perspective, it's almost twice the size of India, or roughly equivalent to the 48 contiguous states of the USA. This sheer expanse has often led to a perception that such a large area was inhospitable for large-scale human habitation, especially considering the challenges the region presents: dense forests, vast waterways, and a rich diversity of fauna that includes both spectacular wonders and threats to human life. Yet the artifacts and settlements emerging from the jungle are challenging this perception, showing that not only did civilizations inhabit the Amazon, but they did so at a scale previously unimagined. The findings suggest that up to 10 million people may have once lived in the Amazon, a number comparable to some of the most populated areas in the ancient world. The geoglyphs, for instance, which were found scattered across the Amazon in their thousands, weren't just small, isolated designs. Some were as large as 13 square kilometers, a size that could easily encompass modern-day cities. The intricate network of villages, roads, and ceremonial centers points towards a level of organization that is nothing short of urban planning. Additionally, the agricultural prowess of these ancient inhabitants was astounding. Dark, fertile soils called terra preta, or black earth, were artificially created by the ancient Amazonians, enabling them to cultivate crops on a massive scale. This not only fed large populations, but also played a role in trade and commerce, giving rise to intricate networks across the region. The technological and social achievements of the people in the Amazon have parallels with ancient megacities from other parts of the world. However, their urban centers, unlike stone cities, were made largely from organic materials, which means they decayed and were reclaimed by nature over time. This might explain why their achievements remained hidden for so long. A significant puzzle that lingers is, How were such sprawling societies governed, organized, and maintained in an environment so dense and challenging? While the exact nature of their governance and societal structures remains elusive, the very presence of such grandeur and organization on such a large scale challenges many preconceived notions. In essence, the Amazon, once seen as a vast, uninhabited green sea, is slowly revealing itself as a cradle of civilization, on a scale few ever imagined. The image of the Amazon basin as an untouched Eden, pristine and wild, is a modern construction. The findings on the ancient Amazon basin civilizations invite us to re-evaluate this image, recognizing the region not just as a natural wonder, but also as a testament to human ingenuity and adaptability. One of the most striking revelations is how these ancient societies may have practiced sustainable agriculture. Instead of depleting the soil, they enhanced it. The creation of terra preta, a rich, fertile soil, shows a sophisticated understanding of agronomy. By adding charcoal, bone, and organic matter to the otherwise poor rainforest soil, they managed to create a substrate that remained fertile for generations. The fact that this soil is still rich in nutrients today, hundreds or even thousands of years later, speaks volumes about their sustainable practices. Moreover, there's evidence suggesting these communities practiced agroforestry, combining agriculture and forestry to create a mutually beneficial environment. This allowed them to cultivate a diverse array of crops, ensuring a balanced diet and reducing the risk of crop failures. The revelations of large-scale, sustainable societies in the Amazon basin are forcing historians and archaeologists to rethink the historical narrative of the Americas. It's becoming clear that these civilizations had a deep understanding of their environment and knew how to manipulate it in ways that were both advanced and sustainable. Beyond merely recognizing their existence, acknowledging the achievements of these ancient Amazonian civilizations challenges the often Eurocentric view of history, where advancements are largely attributed to the known Old World civilizations. Here, in what was thought to be the untouched wilderness, were societies that could rival the complexity and sophistication of their counterparts elsewhere. These discoveries also bring into the limelight the question of how and why such advanced civilizations collapsed. While there's no single answer, the theories range from climate changes to external invasions or even internal social upheavals. One thing, however, is for certain: the shadows of the past often hold mirrors to the present, and there's much we can learn about sustainability, resilience, and culture from the ancient denizens of the Amazon rainforest, one of the last uncharted wildernesses on Earth, a green ocean stretching over 5.5 million square kilometers. What if I told you there are more than trees and rivers hidden beneath this dense canopy? Yes, ancient civilizations, lost buildings, treasure troves, and maybe, just maybe, even crashed alien spaceships. Well, fasten your seatbelts because we are about to journey into this verdant labyrinth. But we won't need machetes or bug spray. Instead, we're soaring above and beyond, thanks to some radical technology. Let's dive right into the heartbeat of our journey today: LiDAR technology. This isn't just any run-of-the-mill tech. Picture a flying machine, buzzing high above the Earth, unspooling a colossal web of laser beams down into the mysterious depths of the Amazon rainforest. It's a bit like sonar, but instead of sound it uses light. Thus the name LiDAR, short for light detection and ranging. At first glance it sounds straightforward. Emit pulses of light and measure how long they take to return after hitting an object. But the genius of LiDAR is in the sheer scale of it. We're not just talking about a few lasers here and there. We're talking about millions upon millions of laser pulses shot out in a quick-fire staccato, each one of them working like an echolocation ping. This laser orchestra is conducted from high above, usually from an aircraft or drone, which allows for a massive swathe of land to be covered in a single sweep. The lasers cut through the dense tree canopy, getting a snapshot of the underlying topography, the contours and undulations, the hidden dips and secret rises, even the ghostly outlines of long-forgotten structures. But it's not just a one-and-done operation. The aircraft fly over the same patch multiple times, shooting laser pulses from different angles. These different perspectives can then be compiled into a rich, detailed 3D image, giving us an unprecedented view of the Amazon's secret floor. It's like throwing flour on an invisible man. Suddenly, you can see his shape. In the same way, LiDAR allows us to detect the subtle fingerprints left by ancient civilizations on the forest floor. Earthworks, terraces, roads. fortifications, even entire cities all visible to us for the first time. And the best part, LIDAR allows us to see the world in a whole new way without disturbing it. By shedding light both figuratively and literally on the secrets of the Amazon, LIDAR has become an invaluable tool for scientists to study this part of our world. While we've been focusing on the Amazon and its secrets, it's important to note that this magnificent rainforest is not an isolated entity. It's part of a global tapestry of ancient civilizations and cultures, many of which may have had connections to the societies that once thrived here. The most immediate connections can be found in the broader context of pre-Columbian civilizations. The Inca Empire, for instance, stretched along the Andean mountain range just to the west of the Amazon. Archaeological evidence has suggested that the Incas might have ventured into the Amazon basin and interacted with the peoples living there. Even more intriguing are potential connections to civilizations far away. For instance, pottery styles found in the Amazon have shown striking similarities to Polynesian designs, sparking debates about potential trans-Pacific contact. Could adventurous Polynesian seafarers have navigated their way to South America, establishing contact with Amazonian societies? While definitive proof remains elusive, the possibility adds another layer of intrigue to our understanding of the Amazon's past. Adding to the potential global connections of the Amazon are theories regarding the distribution of plant species. For instance, the coca plant, native to the Andean region and Amazon basin, was used for millennia by indigenous societies in South America for its stimulant properties. Interestingly, traces of coca and nicotine from tobacco plants native to the Americas were found in Egyptian mummies. Could this point to ancient trade routes connecting the New World and the Old? As of now, this remains a controversial and largely unproven hypothesis, yet the sheer suggestion of it hints at a potentially far more interconnected ancient world than we ever imagined. Lastly, let's not forget the potential link between the Amazon and extraterrestrial civilizations. As we touched on in our earlier segment about alien spaceship theories, the idea of ancient alien contact isn't new, and the Amazon is no exception in these discussions. From hypothetical lost spaceships to theories that ancient Amazonians had celestial knowledge beyond their means, the potential for such interstellar connections only adds to the mystery and intrigue of this incredible rainforest. Let's take a trip back in time. Imagine a world where the Amazon rainforest isn't just a sprawling, teeming wilderness, but a vibrant, bustling, complex human landscape. It's a challenging thought, isn't it? After all, the Amazon is often portrayed as the world's most inhospitable jungle, devoid of human touch. But as it turns out, this might be far from the truth. Recent LIDAR explorations have revealed a startling possibility. The Amazon, contrary to popular belief, was once home to a dense, interconnected network of sophisticated pre-Columbian civilizations. We're talking about highly organized societies, complete with roads, bridges, canals, and plazas, living in harmony with the jungle instead of against it. As if pulled straight from the pages of a high fantasy novel, these civilizations built sprawling urban landscapes, replete with earthworks and geoglyphs, geometrical figures etched onto the landscape that can still be seen today. Some of these earthworks are so large that they can only be truly appreciated from an aerial view, reminiscent of the famous Nazca lines in Peru. One of the most compelling discoveries includes evidence of man-made soil known as terra preta, literally black earth in Portuguese. Richer and more fertile than the surrounding soils, terra preta is dotted with shards of pottery and bits of charcoal, suggesting that these regions were once hubs of human activity, perhaps even centers of agriculture. Most exciting of all is the sheer scale of these lost civilizations. Archaeologists estimate that at their peak, they may have sustained a population of millions, challenging the narrative that the Amazon was a counterfeit paradise, incapable of supporting large-scale human life. But why then did these grand civilizations vanish? Why did the rainforest reclaim its lost territories? It's a haunting question, and one we are still struggling to answer. Was it due to European diseases brought by explorers and colonists wiping out up to 95% of the indigenous population? Or were there other, more mysterious factors at play? This is a puzzle that remains to be solved. Our story takes a turn for the otherworldly as we venture into the realm of speculation and wonder. Is it possible that among the ancient ruins and hidden treasures of the Amazon, there are remnants of extraterrestrial visitors? If the concept of lost civilizations and hidden treasures wasn't enough to get your neurons firing, then hold on to your tinfoil hats, because we're about to journey into the realm of the extraordinary. We're all familiar with the popular concept of unidentified flying objects, or UFOs. For decades, accounts of strange objects soaring through our skies have been reported from every corner of the globe. Sometimes these objects are said to crash, leaving debris and occasionally traces of technology far beyond our current understanding. Could it be possible that one or more of these mysterious visitors came to rest in the vastness of the Amazon rainforest? If so, such a crash would almost certainly have been obscured by the dense jungle canopy, potentially leaving an alien craft hidden and untouched for hundreds, if not thousands of years. What secrets might such a craft contain? Advanced technology, unimagined power sources, or even evidence of life beyond our planet? Imagine for a moment the implications of finding an alien spaceship in the heart of the Amazon. Not only would it irrevocably confirm the existence of extraterrestrial life, but it could also provide us with insights into technology and knowledge far beyond our current understanding. It would be, without a doubt, one of the most monumental discoveries in human history. Critics of this theory argue that it's just a fanciful flight of imagination, grounded more in the realm of science fiction than scientific fact. But proponents point out that the Amazon, with its difficult terrain and dense vegetation, is the perfect hiding spot for such an extraordinary secret. From the lost civilizations to possible extraterrestrial findings, we've taken a dive into the mysteries and wonders of the Amazon. But the Amazon isn't just about hidden cities or hypothetical alien spaceships. It's a place of ongoing exploration and revelation, where scientists are continually unearthing new discoveries that change our understanding of this vast ecosystem. In recent years, with the help of LiDAR and satellite imaging, we've seen an explosion of new finds within the Amazon's dense canopy. The discovery of so-called geoglyphs, intricate large-scale earthworks, suggest a complex, sophisticated society that lived in the Amazon before European arrival. Some of these geometric shapes measure more than a football field in diameter, hinting at a highly organized society capable of substantial construction projects. But it's not only the footprint of ancient humans that are being unveiled. In 2019, an entirely new coral reef system was discovered at the mouth of the Amazon River. A thriving, colorful biosphere, in a place where no one thought such a thing could exist. This finding not only highlights the Amazon's abundant life, but also reminds us that even in the 21st century, there are still places on our own planet that remain largely unexplored. In the realm of flora and fauna, the Amazon continues to be a treasure trove of biodiversity. Every year, scientists catalogue hundreds of new species, from brilliantly colored birds and frogs to towering trees and delicate orchids. And these are just the species we know about. There are undoubtedly countless other organisms out there, hidden deep within the forest, waiting to be discovered. Imagine, if you will, the glint of gold shimmering in the dappled sunlight filtering through the dense canopy of the Amazon. A rustle of leaves, a clatter of falling fruit, and the subtle whisper of secrets, long buried in the verdant undergrowth of the jungle. Treasure. The word itself conjures up images of glittering gems, priceless artifacts, and ancient relics of civilizations long past. When we think of the Amazon rainforest, we might first imagine its unrivaled biodiversity. But the recent LiDAR findings have begun to paint a new picture, that of a land brimming with the potential for hidden treasures. The ancient civilizations that called the Amazon their home were not just adept builders, but also skilled craftsmen, potters, weavers, and metallurgists. Their skill in goldsmithing was particularly renowned, a fact attested by the beautiful gold artifacts recovered from the region. Hidden among the ruins of these forgotten cities, there could potentially be caches of such treasures waiting to be discovered. Gold ornaments, beautifully crafted pottery, intricately woven textiles, and even precious gemstones could be buried. The site, believed to have been a royal estate or a sacred space for Inca leaders, is most famous for its colossal stone walls, forming three-tiered terraces that zigzag across the landscape like the teeth of some giant beast. The sheer size of the stones used, some tipping the scales at a staggering 200 tons, and the precision with which they're fitted together is nothing short of awe-inspiring.
This is a very neglected area of the world as far as deep and ancient archaeology goes.
The joints between these massive boulders are so meticulously crafted that they leave no space for even a sliver of paper to pass through, showcasing an advanced knowledge of stonemasonry and perhaps an understanding of seismic activities, as these structures have withstood numerous earthquakes over the centuries. While mainstream archaeology attributes these feats to the Incas' sophisticated engineering skills, using simple but effective tools and techniques, Graham Hancock invites us to ponder a more mysterious origin.
A curious mystery that is not unconnected to the genetic mystery.
He speculates that the Inca might have been heirs to a legacy of knowledge